Hello, everyone. Welcome to Birthing My Being. This is another episode of GTV, and this time is always intended to connect you back to presence, to remind you of who you truly are, and to inspire you to live in a way that is more harmonious to the desires of your heart. So today I have my little trust in the process mug for our tea time together because we could all use a little bit more trust in our lives, in the process, right? Like if you are listening to this, it's really likely that you are in some process of transformation or you are just in your own experience of life, and being alive every single day requires some level of trust. So raise your hand if you are trusting. Like, I really want you to raise your hand. Why? Because it's easy to just listen to something and kind of be tuning it out and saying, yeah, but there's a difference when you step forward and you say yes. When you step forward and you say, yep, that's me, or I'm here, or this is me. Yep, yes, this is me. I'm saying yes to trust. So that's my first little exercise and invitation for you, because that's the direction we're moving today. We are going to be diving into your own personal expression and how to liberate yourself from feelings of heaviness and feeling stuck or feeling depressed or feeling blocked, by simply shifting one step closer into an expressed state. And so today we are going to be exploring how to connect deeper to your own experience of expression. And what I want to invite you into is to first start looking at some things in your life that you might be holding back in. And maybe that's, you need to have this conversation with someone, but you haven't had it yet. Maybe that's, that you really want to write something or make a song or sing or share something from your heart. You want to bring an idea into form. There's something inside of you that wants to come out. It's that feeling, whether that is something beautiful, something painful, something that's an emotional release, something that you need to get out of your body because it's too heavy to carry anymore. Like, what is that one thing? And it could be, if multiple things come to mind, that's okay. But like, what is something that you are holding on to and you are carrying? And if you were to just step on the other side of letting it out of you, that can be words, that can be forgiveness, that can be an apology, that can be an I love you, that can be, like I said, art, an idea, an invitation to someone, moving in the direction of your future lover, your partner, whatever it is that you want to move towards. You need to get something out of you. And how can we get closer and trust the process of getting to that expressed state so it's not living stuck inside of us anymore? Because that is what builds and builds in the body, and that's what contributes to that feeling of heavy, or there's something on my heart, whether that is something beautiful and brilliant and inspiring to share, or maybe that is some grief, some memory, some pain, a hard conversation, a hard truth that you need to get off of your heart so your body can feel lighter, so your soul can feel free, so you can be you and who you came here to be. So how can we do this work for ourselves with love? And I know how hard this is. Like, I truly know that this can feel really challenging sometimes, because if it was easy and if it was quick and if it was a no-brainer, we would have already done it by now, right? And we wouldn't even be thinking about this. There's that feeling of having to just burst the bubble and just step over the little hurdle, and just that's why I'm like, raise your hand, just doing something to let your body know that you're here. And so maybe you know what it feels like. I know I certainly do, when you have the experience of getting an inspiring idea, knowing you need to send a message to someone, knowing you need to have a hard conversation, holding back an inspiration. And when those start to build and you start to shut down that voice, shut down that expression, say, no, not yet. Say, no. Say, I can't do this yet. And it starts to build in the system. It becomes heavy. It becomes constrictive. And so when we start with just one thing that can get us back into the present moment and that can get us back into the flow of energy in our body, that's when life comes back online, like literally inside of you and also in the world around you. And so that's my invitation for you this week and today, is to find one thing that you've been holding back, whether that's, like I said, something painful you just don't want to say or do, or something really like, boom, expansive and creative and different and unique. Whatever conversations you need to have, this is an opportunity to really feel into that heart space, see what is asking to be expressed. And trusting your discernment too. There are definitely times when words should wait, when energy should wait for the right timing. You know, we can't just be walking around blabbering things out of ourselves all the time. There's a discernment. There's a filter, but that filter doesn't need to have the filters of fear, of rejection and lack of acceptance and being misunderstood or having something bad happen. There's a difference between discerning the timing and being in trust of the right timing and trust of who you're sharing your voice with, but also not holding back and holding it in to the point where it's this expired, outdated energy that lives inside of you and is now wreaking havoc on your system and your nervous system and you mentally and you emotionally. It's time to just open that. It's time to open that, to free that, to let that be liberated through you. And it's easy to do these types of things to express ourselves, again, whether that's good, bad, or ugly. It's easy to do that when we feel, energized, when we feel vital, when we feel full of inspiration and we feel beautiful and we feel powerful and capable and confident. Like, that's when it's easy to say the words, to have the conversation, to call that friend, to talk to your boss. That's when it's easy. But we're not always in that state of, oh, this is me, I'm in my power, I'm in my truth, I'm in my authenticity, whatever it is. But this is what I want to invite you into. You are always here. Like, your light, your true self, your authenticity is always here. It's always inside. Your heart's always here. Your heart's always inside your body. And just like we go to the gym and we exercise and we work our muscles so they can grow, so they can tone, we do that with our light, with our authenticity, with our voice. We have opportunities built into our life that we get to exercise and practice just being that light and expressing those words that the heart needs to say, that need to be liberated out of the body for your highest good, for your freedom, because that energy, those words, they don't even belong to you. They're not even for you. And so to just keep it stuck inside, that's when we start to feel constricted, right? That's when we start to feel really tight. That's when we start to feel this heaviness, this tightness, this ache in your stomach when you're holding something back, when you're holding something in. And often what I have discovered is people generally know what that one thing is that they could do and say and express that would shift them one step closer to that feeling of lightness. Like, and maybe you've watched something build and build for weeks, and it's just in the back of my mind, and it's in my awareness, and it's taking up energy, and I know I need to say this, but I'm not, or I know that I need to create this, but I'm not, or I know that I want to share this, but I feel kind of crazy sharing this because I don't know if that's really me, but your soul is like, that's you, like, hey, do it, that's you, that little nudge on your shoulder, that little knock at your soul that you're getting, that you're just like, you're kind of tuning it out. You're kind of like, yeah, I'll get there. But then your body is having this experience of, I feel slow, I feel heavy, I feel uninspired, but you actually know what that direction is. We're just ignoring that. I need a little sip of my tea, and just to remind us that we are trusting in the process. Okay. And so what I want to remind you of and really just reassure you of is that this is not denying how we feel. This is not denying how we feel. This is not pushing away our emotions and just telling you to override it and get over it and just push through the pain, push through the discomfort. This is more the experience of really feeling your heart and what lives inside of you, what is asking to be expressed through you, because only you can do that for you, and no one else can do that. Only you. You are the only one who feels what you feel, who can speak what you can speak, who can say only what you have to say. You're the only one who can do that for you. And if you're not liberating that energy from your body, it's going to build into that constriction. It's going to create that feeling of depression, because that depression is the suppression of your expression and what is dying to be born through you, what is literally dying to come to life through you. And only you can do that. And this is the experience of being that guardian of your light, being that lover of your light, being that warrior, that lover, being that protector of your own innocence, of your own light, of your soul. You being the one who comes alongside you and befriends you and steps forward and says, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to say this for you. I'm going to show you this way. Let me hold your hand, whether that's fear, whether that's anxiety, whether that's panic, whether that's fear of rejection, fear of not being accepted, fear of not being loved, fear of getting hurt, fear of getting something terrible happening to you. Whatever the fear is, can we meet it? Can we walk with it so that you can be the one to liberate yourself through your voice, through your words, through the expression of your heart, that then is going to heal and restore the heaviness and the depression that sits as that sludge of that energy that is really now rooted in the past, because it's something that has happened before you. It is something that is not actually here in the present. How do you bring that energy into the present? Through your voice, through your expression, through you being the one to bring it into the now, by saying the words, by sharing the feeling, by sharing your truth, by sharing the inspiration, and trusting that you got this, like you got this, your soul's got this, you are protected through this. if it's something that is knocking and pounding and itching and just continues to come up and come up and come up, that's your sign. That is your symbol. That is your guidance system communicating with you. And so let's be in the trusting of the process and be open to the experience of where that expression takes you. And so there's one thing that's guaranteed in this process of expression. And you know what that one thing is? Freedom. Why? Because by you choosing to let these words out of you, to share that idea, to share your truth, to have that hard conversation, to say that thing that you've been holding back because you're afraid of being, rejected or misunderstood or not taken seriously, or something completely happening that's going to spiral your life out of control. By you doing that, by you expressing, you are liberating that energy from your body. You are also unifying yourself with this present moment. And that's where life can really step in to support you. That's where life can really come to meet you and greet you and say, thank you, because I've been waiting for you to say this. I've been waiting to hear this. And even if it's painful, that's what I mean by that. Even if it's painful, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it creates something that is seen as destructive or something that's bad, or oh no, now I'm breaking up my relationship. Oh no, now I'm changing careers. Oh no, now I am having all these people message me and say these things about me because I opened my voice, because I shared my truth, because I expressed myself. You're moving in the direction of freedom because you're on your path. And when you get to be in your truth, that's when life gets to bring more truth to you. That's when life gets to say, oh, this is how we can support you. This is how we can be here for you. The heaviness no longer lives inside. The story is no longer stuck inside. It has a place to go. We don't need to be the homes of past pain. We don't need to be the homes of old stories and memories that are going to haunt us and keep us in cycles of continuing to shrink our voice, to hold back, to constrict, like literally what happens in your body. That's why today, breath. Raise your hand, open the heart, see how it feels, take a deep breath, trust in the process, heal the suppression in your depression, come into the present moment where your voice lives, where life lives, so you can be here more fully. To rewrite the story and show that fear that we took its hand and we walked with it and we said we're going to do this, so we can continue to show that part of ourselves that I'm still here with you no matter what. No matter what happens when I say these words, no matter what happens when I have this conversation, no matter what happens when I speak my truth, I'm going to be here with you no matter what. So I might as well let this energy out of me so I can sync up to life, so I can sync up to presence and not stay stuck rooted in the past, in the pain. So I can continue to rewrite this script, this narrative, this story, with grace, with deep compassion, with love for who I am. And so I think that's where we will end today. And again, I will share these questions for reflection in some imagery at the end of this video. And I truly hope that this allows you to move deeper into your heart space, feel and see one thing that is ready to be released through your voice, through your expression. And just start with one thing and guide yourself through that process. Guide yourself through the discomfort and through the experience. And even in the aftermath of, oh, I did that. Like, see that you're still here with yourself. See that life is still here with you. And trust in the process. And know that you are so loved and guided and supported on your journey.